Hello and welcome. You're watching Poetry in Minutes. I am Echezonachukwu Nduka. Stay tuned. On today's episode of Poetry in Minutes, I read a poem titled Genesis by Romeo Oriogun. Romeo Oriogun is a Nigerian poet and winner of the 2017 Brunel International African Prize for Poetry. The poem is from his poetry chapbook, Museum of Silence. In Genesis, the speaker narrates a familial history of grief, how it shapes the trajectory of life, and what it means to constantly live on the edge of hope and freedom. What does it mean to trace the history of grief? Hear the poet. Within the first light of my birth, I was named after a war. My mother placed a pinch of sugar on my tongue to sweeten every darkness I will walk through. Then she rubbed hibiscus flower on my palms, which means, son, be tender, even after the collapse of my walls. I have left the road. It is true the forest welcomed me, just the way distant places cover the scars of another city, and in the space between trees is a home, but the world is built out of our survival and the remains of our grief. I have wished death on my shadow from behind the cover of bushes and saw it die, and still the earth keeps building. Did they know when they named me that what is named through blood can never be free? Tonight, what sings is a bird drawing from the night sky a little portion of joy. It means to make a wish, and I have walked into this song to reach my birth home. On the red couch, my mother bleeds and hides her blood in the color of the upholstery. Within her bosom, she evokes a prayer. It is true I was hidden in that prayer, named also after a wish for freedom. A hymn begins from a gramophone as my father picks her up and begins to dance. The air filled with the sweet smell of incense and mangoes. I stood by the side of a broken table and watched them go on and on. A truce fashioned out of a hope hidden in God and dance. I saw the hibiscus flowers in the purple vase, and I began the ritual of rubbing a palm with its liquid to be released. Take this war, take this blood, I cried as my mother passed me by. When I turned back to walk into the bird song, an arrow pierced the night and found me on my knees. That'll be all for today's episode. Join me next Friday for another episode of Poetry in Minutes. Please subscribe to Apotheosis Art House YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram @ThePoetPianist and on Twitter @Echendoka. Bye for now.